Welcome everyone to using QikCrypt. I'm sorry we got started a little late here, but let's go ahead and move along and we'll get back on track. So when you open the software up, you will of course have a few buttons to check out. The standard buttons at the top are just standard buttons. I'm not going to cover those so much as that's pretty clear. There is one thing I will show here is you've got a graphics creator, and this is just a simple creator. It's not meant to create all your graphics by any means, but if you need to create a e-cover or a banner, this is great for that. I will note that you need to have Flash installed and working on your system. If it's working on your Internet Explorer, it should work here. It's basically that simple. And as you'll notice when I started up, part of the area is kind of cropped off. Go ahead and maximize it and you'll get started. I'm not going to cover using this, as there are tutorials built in for that. Okay. All right. Now let's get started with the actual editor here. What we're going to do is use the standard editor, and there is an advanced. We will cover that later. We'll click and get started here, and this is the first thing you're going to see. And you do have an help area here, and we will be adding more to that, and we can update that at any time without having to update the software. One of the reasons that we're requiring online access, should say internet access. So let's go ahead and get back into the main area here. Okay, now some of these areas are of course mandatory, one being the password that your visitor has to use to unlock the download page or whatever kind of page that you're locking. What we use it for, of course, is product delivery and also squeeze pages and such. We can just go ahead, and we've already got a squeeze page set up somewhere. We can just secure the download using this. And again, we're not talking about industrial encryption here. This is mainly to protect your downloads. Some of them you really don't care about, but there are many that do require, to lock down. You don't want to just give everything away without at least collecting an email address. Okay, so what we have to do is, and we'll go through here. I'm just going to, at this point, I'm going to enter the minimal. I'm just going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. Oops, let's see here. Sorry, I've got a couple of screens going here. And okay, so we can show our password. So that way we know what we're entering in. All right, and you'll see that another required one is the full URL to get the password. So when someone arrives on one of these pages, they will see a note that says, don't have a password? Click here. So this is where you want to send them, whether it be to purchase the product or whether it be an opt-in form where you send them the password. Of course, there is only one password for each page or each product, so it's not that hard to do. So here we will just do it very simple. I'm just going to enter in any of the URLs. All right, and now you'll see like no password. That's the default text that's going to be on there. Get password text, click here to get yours, which will lead them to this URL. All right, you can change your landing page header and footer. So I would recommend that let's just go ahead and we'll just make it red, because you'll notice your header, footer, and there's your text color for your header and your text color for your footer. So at this point we have red and white. All right, SEO keywords, that's totally up to you. And some beta testing, I did not have that in there, and people complain, so it's there for those that think keywords still work for them. All right, now let's move on down. This is the landing page content and instructions. instructions to obtain the password. All right, you can of course build your own. That's no problem. Whatever you would like to do. This is a standard editor, and there's a lot of things you can do. I'm not going to cover in this webinar how to use each one of these functions. What I'm going to do in this webinar is show you how to get started. All right, so what we'll do is we're going to just choose a ready-made layout, and we've got paragraph with image on left, image on right, and a paragraph only, which is text only. So let's go with paragraph image on left, and you'll see that we have a simple layout already. You of course can change this, do whatever you would like to do there. Now, as far as the images go, in this version, your image should already be online, which of course, if you've already got your squeeze pages set up, then you already have images online, and that's what you'll actually do. You'll enter your URL in here for that. I'm going to cancel. And while we're on that subject, something I did forget to mention here, you'll notice that that was image UR. Okay, if you don't have it online, you can always go here to IMG UR uploader, and you will need to enter your own key. There are instructions in the help area to obtain your own key, and the reason being is if you really want your images to stay and not get removed, you need to have your own key, and it's that simple. You follow the instructions, put it in here and save it, and it will be there the next time you need it. And to upload images, you simply drag and drop them in here, and you will get a URL which you will use right here. So I'm not going to really change this any. I'm going to leave it just like it is. And right here will be, when you click this, will be the URL that we set up earlier. All right, now here is the actual protected page. What this means is hold on just a second here. Sorry for that short delay. What this means is this will be shown after they enter their password. Again, you can build your own page. That's fine and dandy, whatever you would like. There are some actual pre-made layouts. There's a three-column image responsive and 3-column video responsive. Let's just do that one. You'll see that you have an example site. And again, of course, the video will not show right here at this point. It will when you finish up. All right, sorry. And of course, to change any of this, you simply put your cursor up there and change the text. Same thing here. What you can do is on your download links, you actually, there's 4 of those here. You could actually add more if you would like. Put your cursor there and hit enter, and it appears. Or delete. You delete the text like so with your backspace and hit it, and it'll go up. All right, there's 3. And what you'll do here, if you want to link to a certain file or whatever the case may be here, and that's normally what you would be doing, is you would click it. Again, I double clicked, and you enter in the URL to your download, zip file, whatever the case may be. All right. And you can add as many of those as you would like. Of course, you can change the text. That simple. Oop, made a mistake there. But what the point is, you really need to get your text up there before you actually make the addition. So, you know, what I'm saying is the first file, you can actually put the name of your first file. That's all I'm saying there. And then you would link to it. Again, changing the text is just that simple. And you can put you some ads over here, upsells, whatever you would like. And that's about it. Okay, so what I'm saying here is it's best not to set the video width and height as the page styling handles it. So what that means is currently it's responsive. Just leave these blank and enter in the URL, and I always use the embed. So when you go to YouTube and get your video, you can just copy the actual video ID and paste it in there. The embed, what that does is make the video full screen. If you just entered this directly into your browser, it'd be a full screen video. So we're going to leave that like it is. All right, so we've got that. Now we're going to go down here, and we've got our basic one ready. Let's go ahead and compile the code. You'll notice that the download encrypted HTML button becomes active now, and you will download this to a folder on your computer. Let's do that. So I'm going to hit this. Okay, so you can change this name to anything that you would like. It's pre-filled with encrypted page. Of course, I always save it as the product name, but in this case, we're going to just save it as it is, folder on my desktop, and it's saved. So what we'll do is let's open up the folder, and now you will see we have the encrypted page. Let's just go ahead and open it up and take a look at it. Okay, I've got the browser kind of shrunk up here to fit in the screen, so it may look a little bit different on yours. But okay, so there's the information. We left it. I can't talk today. I apologize, man. All right, we left the default words in protected page, password required. Of course, you could change that. And there's the text that was there. And if we click here, we're going to go to the URL that we entered to get the password. All right, so no password. Get yours. We want to make sure that everybody knows they can get a password. And the default footer text was there. So here's where you enter in. We did a 1, 2, 3, 4, I do believe. So when they submit their password, they get the page that we just made. It's that simple. Okay, and again, you're not going to break anything. Go ahead and play around, make your own pages, and again, you can change this stuff up. It's not going to break anything when you reload the software. Everything's going to be back the way it was. Okay, so let's go ahead and cover now. We've spent time. We've got our perfect page set up, right? We don't want to have to do that every time we use the software. We have our perfect layout. We want to be able to use it. So what we'll do is, let's go ahead and clear that. Let's go ahead and talk about that now. So we've got another couple of areas here. You'll notice the open and save. And what this does is when you click it, you will get a little drop down that appears. And very serious about this, read the instructions. If unclear about anything on this, there are instructions. So what we can do here is we can load and we can save. So we've got our perfect page here that we want to save. It's that simple. We will call this perfect page. How's that? And we'll save it. And I'm just going to save it in the folder I was working on earlier. So this is the perfect page. We'll save it. And the same thing goes for below. And we'll talk more about the actual opening of the file here. So again, this is saving this area. It's the perfect password protected page. We want to make sure that we save it. We'll call it perfect protected page. How's that? Save it. They are text files. So okay, we've got that saved. Let's go back up here, and what we'll do is we've got a new button here. We click new and the screen goes blank, right? So we want to load back in the perfect page. And there you go. That's the same page you were just working on. So that way you can back up your designs and you don't have to design it every time. You can back up as many as you like. And the same goes here. We will go ahead and hit new. And I'm hitting new, and you know, this is the same if you just came into this area, you've got a blank slate. So we'll do the same thing. Oh, it was already open. Sorry about that. Let's get our stuff together here. So we had the perfect protected page, and there we go. It's back. It's that simple to use the save and the restore feature. All right, let's see. Anything else I need to cover here? Again, there you saw the actual page that we made. It was defaulted words. Put your own words in, and it'll change for you. That's really about it. Again, the keywords. Some people think that you need keywords these days. I have mixed feelings about it. I'm not going to go and say they don't work. It's just that a lot of search engines give them very little weight. It's the content of the page that's going to get you more ranking than actual keywords. But to use them if you like. It's totally up to you. Okay, and that pretty much covers using the standard. Now, the actual advanced is going to take some time. Okay, that concludes using the standard editor, and now we're going to move on to the advanced editor. If you are only interested in using the standard editor, you're welcome to go ahead and leave the webinar, and there will be a recording posted, and you can watch it again at your leisure and learn more about the advanced editor. It's totally up to you. So for those that are interested in the advanced editor, let's go ahead and move on into it. Now, as I've stated a few times, if you're not wanting to learn advanced uses of HTML and such, this is probably not the area for you. But those that do, there's a lot of power here. A few things, of course, we'll go over. As in the other standard editor, the fields are basically the same. You do have to enter a password, and recommend you do that right off the bat, because some areas, if you click on them, it's going to automatically return up here. All right, so let's see one more thing here. There is a landing page footer background. So right now the background is white and the text color is white. We'll definitely want to change that because you won't be able to see the text. I'm just going to put it black for now. All right, and here's where the power comes in. You can, of course, design whatever you would like here. If you're familiar with HTML and editors, there's a lot of different things you can do here. Just for instance, this may be going off track a little bit, but I wanted to show you this right off the bat for those that would like to get started, that have the knowledge to do so. We can create divs, and you'll notice that we have a style here. We've put a few in there for you. For instance, there's special containers, all different kinds here, but let's just go with the gradient area. Excuse me. All right, so there we go. And of course, you can edit the div, and you'll notice that you've got some, in the advanced, you've got the actual styling here. There's your colors. Again, it's pretty much straightforward. If you wanted to, you could put your text right here and style it also. You can use your tags like so. I mean, that's basically it. I mean, the purpose is to show you the power that you have here. All right, what we're going to do is use one that I've already kind of thrown together for this webinar. And what we'll do is we'll load it. But right now, let's go ahead and just clear. We'll use the new page, which clears out everything. We will do an open. And let's see here. I think it's in templates here. I believe that's the one. Bear with me here. Got a lot going on today. And phone in the background and everything else. All right, so we've got that loaded. A few things I'll show you here. The best thing to do at this point, you'll notice, so you have to scroll around, is do the maximize. And what that does is maximizes the editor, and you can scroll back and forth pretty easy and keep your bar up here. All right, this image here, all I did was create this image using the graphics creator and the banner area. That's all that is. You'll notice that there's some extra spacing here. That's just the way this editor works, unfortunately. What we'll do is we're going to get rid of the P, the paragraph tag, and that will cut out quite a bit of the space when you get to the end there. Again, that is nothing more than an image that I made with the graphics creator and uploaded to ImageUR. And what I did here was set it at width 100% with no height tag. And I suggest you do the same when working with an image like that in the header. And the rest of it is just standard wording. And there is, here's a div. And this div is one of those, if I'm not mistaken, yeah, it's the dashed border box from the drop down. All right, so we're just going to cancel out there. And you'll notice here, don't have a password. Click here to visit the product page and obtain yours. Let's go back up here for just a second and make my point. All right, you see here that there is no place to enter your URL to send people to get the password. That's on purpose, because I wanted to give you the freedom to make your own links or whatever. So all we do is highlight that and go to the link. And where is it here? I'm having a heck of a time this morning getting my coffee down and awake. So here is my link, and of course enter your URL into where you would like for it to go. Set your target if you want it to be a new window or whatever the case may be, pop up, just whichever route you'd like to take there. I am going to leave it blank as it is. All right, so we've got the top portion done here, right? So now this is where we want to come in and the HTML protected page. What we're going to use here is a page that's already existing on the internet. Let's just say you have a download page that is already online and you would like to go ahead and make a new one and protect it. So what we're going to do is get the source code of that page and use what we call a base URL. And some of you may not understand that, many of you might, but in either case, in the help area, there is information about using the advanced area, and we talk about the base URL and what it does and such. So let's go ahead and let's just get a page that's online. Give me a minute here to grab it up. Hold on just a second. Be back with you. And I'd like to apologize. There may be some noise in the background. I just can't help it. We're at our lake house, and it's rather small, and it's kind of cool, so the heater keeps coming off and on, and it does make some background noise. Apologize about that. All right, so let's go ahead and look at this. What we have is a page that's online here, and you know, this is not really necessarily something that you'd want to protect. I don't know, but the point is I'm showing you how to use a page that's online. All right, so what I'll do is I will go and I'm going to view page source, and I'm using Google Chrome. It's different with each browser, or somewhat different to find the source code. If you can't find it, take a look at your browser name and search for Google view source code. So you'll see we've got a bunch of information here. This is actual code. You'll notice that we have links here that does not have the domain name or anything. So this is where the base URL is going to come in. What I'm going to do is, I don't want this because I'm going through Cloudflare, but we can take care of that. So I'm going to highlight everything all the way to the top, and I'm going to copy it. Messed up there. My bad. Should have had more coffee. So I'm going to copy, and now that we've got it copied, I am going to go here. I'm going to go to source, and I'm going to paste it in. We'll go back from source, and you'll notice that what happened here? Let's see. Okay, it is there. Oh, okay. Just took sometimes it takes a minute for us, I should say a minute, just a few seconds for it to appear. And you notice that we have the broken images, everything looks different. All right, so let's go ahead and fix that. From the help area, I have copied my base tag, and what we're going to do is we're going to paste it in here. And you'll notice that the editor here has stripped out some of the actual HTML that we first pasted in. It's perfectly okay. Don't worry about it. Everything's still going to work. It's just the way this editor works, and actually the way we have to do it. All right, so I've got my base tag. I'm using a Control V to paste it in. You could actually right click and paste in if you wanted to. All right, so this is what a base HERF tag looks like. And you'll notice that we have W3 schools in there. That is not the URL, of course, we want to use. We want to use our own. And let's go ahead and go back to our, this is the page, and here's the actual page. So what I want to do is I want to copy the actual, you can't see that, it's not in the screen, but you'll see in just a second. I want to copy the actual URL where this page is located, not the page name. So for instance, if you had your domain /download/ whatever with a page name with ending in HTML or PHP, whatever the case may be, you don't want to copy the page name, only the URL. So let's go back. I've got it copied. Let's go back here. I'm going to put my cursor in right here, and notice it's empty, and I'm in between the two amp signs there. Sorry, frog in my throat this morning. And now I will do a Control V. And here's what I'm talking about is I've used the whole URL, but there's no file name at the end. All right, let's go back to source. And you'll notice that our images and everything else have appeared as they are. So this page is now ready. I have taken a page that's online and used the base tag and made it work here. All my images actually are pulled from online. Now, if you wanted to, you can also change the text here from your old page. Again, just change the text if you wanted to. Place your cursor wherever you like and change it. You could even change the URL, but if you've already got it online, then I would leave it just the way it is. And that basically takes care of that. And again, you can change anything you want to, even though it's online. You've brought it into the software, and everything is actually editable now. And I should be listening to my own advice and maximize that, and I wouldn't be scrolling back and forth like I was. All right, that right there pretty much covers using the advanced, and I've gone over it a lot faster since we spent so much time on the standard. A lot of the information applies to from the standard to the advanced, not so much from the advanced to the standard though. That's about it. Let's go ahead, tell you what we'll do. Let's go ahead and export it and take a look at it and see what we've got going on here. All right, so let's go ahead and compile it. and download. All right, you'll notice that it has its own name. You're welcome to change that to whatever you would like. Yeah, let's go ahead and do that. All right, let's go ahead and open that up. Okay, there we go. So you'll notice that everything there is working, and we didn't put our URL in there like I had showed you. Of course, you can do that. And that's pretty much it. Let's enter our password. I think we used 1234. We're going to submit it, and there we go. There's our page. There's nothing more to it. But let's go ahead, just for grins. And on some browsers, like you notice, I just reloaded. You can't see, I've got my screen zoomed in, but I reloaded the page and it automatically goes back to asking for a password. And I think that mainly on Chrome, I believe on Internet Explorer and such, or Edge, it doesn't do that, but it doesn't matter. People have got the password, right? What I wanted to show you is the actual source code of the page. And this is what it looks like after you've built it. You'll notice that the page to enter the password is in clear. There's no encryption whatsoever. It's just regular HTML, and that's fine. But we get down here to the end of it, and we start getting into our encryption. So the page that we pulled in from the internet, if you remember, was already online, been using it to offer a freebie download for an email address. But we brought it in, and that's what it looks like. So it did look like this, right? That's what our download page looked like. But after we protect it, it's encrypted. Again, this is not no industrial strength encryption, but the chances of people breaking it are slim. And again, we're not protecting banking information or anything here, or I certainly hope not. You're not planning on that. But everything is encrypted, and people just can't see what you've got there. That's the nice thing about it. Gives you a really good way to protect your download links. Even videos, or what the case may be. I'm not talking about YouTube, I'm talking about your hosted videos and such. It gives you a lot of protection. Again, advanced users and hackers, if they want the information, chances are they're going to get it one way or another. But this right here will help you get your actual pages locked down. There's a lot of other information we could go over here. I'm not going to do it at this point. I've already kept you long enough in this webinar, coming up on about 30 minutes or a little over 30 minutes, and that's enough time for now. I will make some more videos on this, and somewhere along the line I'm going to do a poll, and we'll take off of that and make some videos based on that, people asking questions. All right, so again, I'll remind you that you can save your layouts, and if you don't do it now, chances are you're going to lose them. So you build that perfect page, save it. Simple, and you can load it back in later. It does have, it's got some local storage here, so if I go back, I've probably still got the same information, but once you close the software, it's gone. So save your files if you really want them for later use. All right, and as I stated earlier, that in the future we're going to release a brander for the software, and you can brand it and put your ads up here in the top and a few other places. All right, let's see, let's go one other thing here. I believe, yes, here we go. The image URL API. Okay, if you click up here, you can also, if you wanted to drag your images in, you could do that. But again, I can't stress enough to get your own API key from image URL. And again, I don't know if I mentioned it. If I did, I think I should one more time. They have a commercial and a free key. It's up to you to do the right thing, whichever way you want to go. I get me a commercial one. That way I've got no problems. You read about it and do what you would like. The information is in the help area. All right. That pretty much concludes the webinar for today. And I'll go ahead and answer some questions here in just a moment. So first, those that do not want to stick around, I want to thank you for attending and wishing you a great day. Now let's go ahead and get on with the questioning.